Season 2, Episode 1. Jaloja? I think.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know when I don't actually see the title of the episode
Well,
when I, but
yeah.
it is Deloja, yes.
Well, when when we found out that Grayson was had a somebody she was seeing, and we heard we were picking up a dark matter cartographer at one of the stations. It's like, yep, that's gonna be who the captain goes after eventually, isn't it? And towards the end of the episode, they're sitting down, they're talking over drinks.
You went after him.
What?
To be fair.
What? I missed the first
To be
part.
fair, he didn't go after her. She went after him.
Yeah, but at any rate, those are the two that are gonna be.
Yeah,
Grayson's gonna be with Cassius or Cassius. That is really hard to remember which way it goes for that character. But, yeah, she's going to be, and I wonder if that's going to, cause some tension with Malloy, or he's going to run into somebody else. But yeah, once you have a new character coming on board, and she's got a lover, and so he doesn't, and it ever so slightly makes me go, that's the whole thing. And apparently you should wear one more zipper than you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with zippers.
You should wear one.
Well, it depends. I'm comfortable with zippers on shirts. I'm not comfortable with zippers on trousers.
So you like sweatpants?
Yep. I only pants and yoga pants.
Ah.
Oh, and those like genie pants. Whatever those are called.
Like, are we talking MC Hammer genie? Like the poofy pants that genies wear?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering whether that was Gene with Jean or Gnei. Like there was some sort of gene that didn't have the zipper, like,
They did. They're called jeggings. Jean leggings.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
But sometimes.
Yeah.
They have to be high-waisted.
Ah. Yes. Yes, and the dreaded jort. Though that's more of a problem for dudes than it is for women. Women can pull off jorts. Men can't. Jorts, jean shorts.
Oh.
Yeah. Women can pull it off, but men can't. What?
That is like a wedgie waiting to happen.
It's not that bad if you get them that fit right. I have weird leg proportions, so whenever I had jean shorts as a kid, they were always either loose around the waist or they weren't long enough. So, but oh yeah, back to Jaloja. So
done with distraction.
Yes, after that distraction, but yeah, we got some interesting plot lines, like the doctor, her son, getting in with the wrong crowd, and Isaac coming to help. Which
that's the ship that I was kind of expecting. I was not surprised by this at all.
It's sort of, they sort of tried to set up at least a friendship last year, and so that's probably
he's part of the family now.
So that was really cool watching. It's like, oh yes, do you mind if I come along? And it's like, no, Yeah, because it's always interesting. It's always a thing you see. It's like, no, he's a good kid. No, he's got you snowed. He's got you buried under an avalanche. Like,
And Isaac totally pwned those parents.
he's just
It's
like,
like,
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
let's look at this logically. What grades is he getting? Oh,
poor.
he's getting straight A's.
Like,
No, he's not. Coming directly from the teacher.
yeah, it's like there's no arguing about that one. He knows what grades he gets. He's like, no, he's
And then the parents are still, I've seen his report card. No, he's getting straight A's. It's like the teacher's right there, says otherwise.
yeah,
Let's see. Oh, it was hacked.
yeah.
It would be safe to assume that the person who is capable of hacking into to change their grade is also capable of hacking into the replicator. And considering that Marcus hasn't changed his grade, clearly the culprit is Luke.
Yeah. And but if you can say nothing else about the guy, he's the kid. I don't know how hard hacking is in that era, but he's got some skills.
with a Z.
Yes. Oh God.
I couldn't
Too
help
right,
it.
fam. Oh, good grief. That's a reference. Oh, that's a reference. Okay. Yeah, and so it was interesting to see just that kids still get up to the same sort of hijinks in the future as they do today. Just they have to go about it a different way.
Yeah. Instead of taking the red marker and changing your grade, oh no, it was an A originally. That wasn't an F. I my teacher just has very rounded A's.
Yeah, and 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 what would have been though it does seem a little odd that they chose to go to the simulator to drink. You think they would have found like the that's a place that was probably going to be quite busy with people. I mean, if you had access to a holodeck, would you not want to be there as often as you could? You'd be on there on a regular basis, and you take that over you know, that would be cool. And if you take that over an entire crew,
Simulation.
what?
They weren't even in a simulation.
Yeah, they were just sort of.
They were just sitting there on the floor.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
could
if
have.
you didn't that, find a supply closet.
Yeah, I would have gone to, if I was simulation, I would have gone to like the beach or something.
Yeah, but they didn't do a simulation. So why are they there? Why didn't they just go to another unoccupied room or something?
Or go to the Orville equivalent of the Jeffries tubes.
Yeah.
That seems like that would, if I was them and I was trying to get away with it, I wouldn't be at the simulator. I would be in a Jeffries tube somewhere. I would find one of the, one of those ones that doesn't get a lot of, traffic, because you probably know where those are. The ones around the engineering are probably pretty busy, but ones around the bridge and engineering may be busy, but like something around, I don't know, the mess hall or something wouldn't
Clearly
be that busy.
had to get those rooms.
Yeah, oh, you had access to a freaking room. Yeah, there was an unoccupied room. Nobody had a reason to go in there. Just lock the door and do your thing in there. You
Exactly.
put on a movie, and it's like,
Just chill.
yeah, put on some TV or something and chill. And that seems like that would be the much saner way of going about this. But then again, they're kids and they're not thinking straight. They were also drunk at the time, so.
Very true.
I love the fact that the parents go to confront her about her son being a bad influence when it's the other way around. And she's just thinking, yes, well, I mean, not everybody can be great parents and this and that. And she's trying to console them. And they're like, yes, we're so glad you understand that your son is a horrible kid. It's like, wait, what?
Wait.
Excuse me, bitch.
Yeah, I think you best check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Exactly.
Uh,
Don't mess with a single mama bear.
yeah. Mama Bear's not gonna put up with that.
Nope.
And then we've got hitting the minor plots. You got the Jaloja of Bortus's Jaloja.
It's like I love how he just goes in and is like, I would like to request that we change course. Any particular reason? We need to return to Mocklin so I can pee.
But the big thing is that
And wait, everybody needs to be there? It is customary for all the friends and family to witness the release and cleansing. And it's like, well, if you need to relieve yourself, and don't mind him, he's just taking the piss.
Which makes me wonder, those that absolutely can't get back to their, for their 1 year Jalocha, how they manage that. Do they just create a simulation of the place that they're supposed to be doing their Jalocha at, and then do it there on the simulator? Or, what do they... I assume at some point it becomes a biological imperative to Jaloja, even if you can't do so in the traditional way. And so at some point you have to decide, okay, we're not going to be able to make it to Mocklin in time, so...
I saw
Mockless.
a picture from the, you had one job Twitter account where it's a picture of a toilet, and the toilet is just out there in front of an entire not stage, but you remember in the Next Generation how they had the plays and all the seats lined up like that?
Yeah, the sort of makeshift auditorium.
Yeah. It was like that with the toilet in the front of it. It's like Jaloja.
Yeah, I'm curious as to, how that, because they gotta have workarounds for that. It's like, because, not everybody's gonna try and make it back, but there'll always be exceptions. And if that's the case, then...
When the Mocklins get older and they become incontinent.
Then they have to pee twice a year. That was terrible.
Yeah, maybe 10 years?
What was I going to say? Okay, well, that basically is most of the Jaloja itself, which is really, there's nothing much.
Although it's very bad luck to not have a date to watch him pee.
Yeah.
Did they say that? That it was bad luck to not bring somebody to the Jaloja?
Because Alara was lamenting about how she doesn't have a date, a romantic partner to she was lamenting with the captain, and when he first walked in, and then again I think with Malloy, And so Bortus is like, I heard your complaint earlier. My complaint about lacking a mate. Oh,
You're,
and he sets her up with Dan, the guy from the lift last season.
we should totally have music in here.
Yeah.
Cupid's dagger. Yeah, Cupid's dagger. Though I did like the fact. I admit, I have a mixed opinion, mixed feelings about the whole, him still having doubts about his self. Like he was saying, I have so many doubts about myself. If I should even be doing this. It's a little, it's dragging out a little bit long, but I guess he could still be having some lingering doubts about his.
I don't think that was the key of that. I think it's one of those moments of, I have all of these freaking problems and all this crap, and so I have and that was just one of the things that was adding to his depression.
Maybe, but
It was Kelly.
but they were both, they were both showing the growth they had from last season of, she understands doubt, he understands doubt.
Yeah.
Which I liked that bit of continuity, that they both understand doubt.
So I don't think it's so much he has a huge amount of doubt in himself. I think that was more of a comparative thing on his part to try to associate better to her. Like a camaraderie thing, as opposed to, oh, I suck, I hate myself. I didn't take it as that was the key to his depression. That was just, I have a whole fuck ton of things wrong with me. That's one of them, though. They're both drunks. They're both lush. Am I that much of a lush?
But yeah, I like, and then there's the biggest thing, the biggest sort of plot line, despite being the titular plot line being the Jaloja. It really plays very little part except for as an excuse to have everybody bring a +1.
Yeah.
That's basically, it's a big excuse for that, but it's a funny excuse for that.
It was the thread that tied all the sub-stories together.
Yeah.
All the together.
Yeah. There was very little of it, but it was the thread that tied all of it together. It's kind of sewed between all of the, why is everybody worried about romantic things right now, and what's generating all this, stuff, like with Grayson and the captain going, well, I'm already dating somebody, and just like, and that whole reason she said that was because she wanted not surprise him at the Jaloja, which wouldn't have been a thing without the Jaloja. So, but
I love the fact that they still do drive-bys in that day and age.
And it's the most awkward too. It's just like,
it's like, you took out a shuttle.
Yeah.
No. That was, boy, we do that little joke like, what? Oh my gosh, he was so awkward in that. His like excuses were so freaking awkward. It's like, dude, just admit it. You did a drive-by. And I love the fact that Kelly got upset that Cassius wasn't upset.
Yeah, like,
why do you have to be so involved? Just calm down. Oh, not just tell me to calm down. And it's like, and then Ed and Cassius commiserating over her. It's like, I asked her to calm down, and then you did what? Never
said
ever
that.
tell her to calm down. And I love the fact that he actually is getting along with Cassius, and he kind of hates himself for it. He's like, damn it, I wanted to hate you, but I like you.
Yeah, well, like you
What I
said,
love
she has a type, and so they they can commiserate a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She's interested in men who are who
What
have been
I
so
love-
buried in their job, you know.
Yeah.
What
She
I
like
love about the conversation is it continues where he's doing the teacher conference meeting and he's about to say it, but he's like, maybe I shouldn't say that.
yes. It's like, okay, now everybody just take a breath.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I need to get out of that habit.
Yeah. Well, let's show some respect for each other. But yeah, it was. uh, it was a funny episode. Yeah,
It was.
and then you've got the Alara Dan subplot, which wasn't very long, but it was.
I mean, it kind of dragged out just because of the timing of the rest of the stories. And the whole Dan being a poet and his horrible, horrible poetry that Malloy loved. He's like, she's like, oh, it's good. Oh, come on, you can be honest. No, it's good.
Except Malloy. Malloy absolutely loved it.
Come on, you could be just give it to me. Be brutally honest. I could take it. All right, since you asked. It's a big cliche on that, and the
Vorgons would be proud.
like, you didn't have to be so cruel. I could go. I'm going to the bathroom and then doing a runner.
Which is always that's got to be awkward on a ship.
Yeah.
Because you are going to run into that person. There are only so many places on that ship. There's only so many. There's only so many pathways on that ship. You can try to avoid them, but you will eventually run into them again, and it's going to be awkward as hell.
Especially since he spends his entire time on the lift, apparently. You're going to run into him there.
What do you do? Just ride up and down on the elevator all day?
Hey, it's elevator music.
But yeah. And then it tied up with Malloy not being able to go through with asking out the new cartographer. And so that poem just spoke to him. It moved him. It was absolutely idiotic, but it moved him because he is idiotic too.
Yeah, it's a poem for idiots.
I love the fact that he's like, John, you're the Lamar, you are the playboy on the ship. It's like, oh, everybody says that because I dated these Siamese twins who had.
Well, it was a species of twin-headed people.
Yeah.
And he dated both of them at the same time, but one of them always wanted to go hiking on the weekends, and he didn't like that, so he had to cut it off.
At the same time, and they didn't know about each other.
Yeah.
And he would have still been dating them both at the same time, but one of them just kept wanting to go hiking, and he wasn't for that.
Yeah.
So he broke up with both of them. That's just... I can see why he's considered a playboy from that.
Yes. That's one of those sneak 100 sort of situations. Yes.
That game.
I kind of missed that. I forget his name, but I kind of missed that we didn't see Slime Dude.
We did. You missed him. He was in the background. When Malloy went to Lamar, who was in charge of the engineering now, Yaphet was working on one of the panels, and he actually had to step around Yaphet to talk to Lamar.
Oh. We should have had a speaking
Actually,
role.
back in the foreground, because he was closer to the camera, technically.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
He didn't have
This wasn't his story.
no.
Though it would have been.
No.
Though if they'd had some spare time, it would have been funny if he, just as a throwaway gag, he goes up. The doc is so, she's frustrated and she's flustered and she's going to this PTA meeting, and Yaphet starts to show up with flowers or something, and and she's just no.
Better. No, better.
So I'm still cleaning slime out of places.
He's strolling down the hallway right after the parent teacher meeting when Claire professes Isaac, and she's like, I love you. Would you go with me to the and Yaphet's just like, wait, what?
Yeah, she's in the robots. Okay.
You know, I can make it vibrate too.
Oh no.
I'm still trying to get an imagery out of my head. Horrible. God damn it. Why?
Is he fully functional and anatomically correct?
Oh no. Good grief.
Well, with the Orville, those kind of lines would work.
It would.
Yeah, you could be a little more blunt about things, because the Orville doesn't take itself quite as seriously as Next Gen. Next Gen still had some jokes, but it was mostly straight laced. But yeah, Orville you can get away with a lot more.
And it's a lot cruder. It's a lot more debase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes sense since you're not following, like I've said before, towards the beginning of the first season. It's like, these aren't the best of the best. They're okay. These are the okay of the okays. And so, yeah, they're going to be a little more crude. They're not going to be quite as professional. They're not going to be the best the Union has to offer. But they're going to be decent. And so, yeah, you're going to get some of that messing around, and you're going to get people like Malloy.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who would feed one crew member to another crew member because he thought it was funny.
I mean, I am glad that Malloy and Lamar are still buddies.
Yeah, well, I never thought that they would ever stop being friends. It just would be in different places. So you do kind of miss the bridge sort of banter, but maybe the, I don't know, the dark matter cartographer will be up on the bridge and she'll turn out to be. We really didn't get much out of her except that she was excited to be there. That was pretty much it. What?
That was basically the entire thing. She was just like, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be here. It's kind of like Osgood's first appearance, where, oh my gosh, it's the doctor. Oh my gosh, it's the doctor. Do you have a name? Yes. I've always wanted to meet somebody named Yes.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, we have no idea what her character is like up until this point. So but other
And
than
does give and there's a new episode tonight.
oh yeah, it does. This was a shortened week because they
Yeah.
premiered the first episode after football. They basically said, "All right, we're gonna lead it in with football. We're gonna have football and then right into Orville."
There was American football on on New Year's.
No, it came out on Sunday. This episode came out on Sunday.
I thought it came out New Year's Eve.
No, that's Monday.
31st.
No,
but I thought it came out the 31st.
No, it came out the 30th. Because right after football. Yeah, I watched it online too, so it wasn't a big deal. But
football. Ooh.
But they let it in with football, and then they're moving it back to its normal schedule of Thursday, I guess, to get more people to watch it, and then with the lead in from football, and then say, "Hey, join us on Thursday. Where we're gonna put the next episode out." So.
Yeah, I thought they were just doing it as a special. The first episode is a special, the 31st, because celebrate New Year's type thing.
No, it was after football, but
that you're using that word too much.
You don't like it when I talk about football? Is football something you don't want to be talked about here? Just you not liking the word football? Football is not a bad word.
I am totally fine with football. It's kind of boring, but I'm okay with it. I do not like American football.
Football.
Well, on you.
American football, ugh. Regular football, just kind of boring. It's like hockey without the skates or the sticks.
No, see, football is like 50% game, and then the rest of it's just commercials.
No, that's American football.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Football is 90% running back and forth in a field kicking a ball.
Anyway, any last thoughts on the Orville Jaloja?
Nah, I got nothing.
I wasn't as pissed about this episode. Which is because it was an episode about piss.
Though I will say this much about it. This feels like more of a. This doesn't feel like a premiere. It feels like more of a. It's a good episode. It feels like it's more internal of the season, but it's still good.
Jumping straight into it, which I kind of like that. I kind of like the fact that they're not like, ooh, season premiere. They're more like, let's get straight to it.
This is just a continuation of last season.
Exactly.
We're not going to make anything special here. It's just going to continue on. So if you were watching this, if you were binging this, you wouldn't notice that you wouldn't be able to tell where the season premiere was.
Yeah, and if you think about it, last season's finale wasn't really much of a season finale.
It just sort of ended.
Exactly. It was just sort of like, okay, that's all she wrote. Stay tuned for next season.
Yep.
But I like that as far as the fact that they didn't leave you with a cliffhanger for an entire year. But I also like the fact that they just it flows very easily from one episode to the next through to the next season. Which, as you said, binging it's a nice bingeable series. So
you wouldn't run into the, oh, that was that must have been the first of season 2. No, you would have just gone, oh, that's another. Oh, did season 1 end? No.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I especially hate those. I mean, I like some of the series, but I hate when they do the previously on, and they have to recap an entire season because it's been like half a year or a year between episodes.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
the way he did this, it flows well.
Yeah.
Kind of
Okay.
like his Gelogia.
Well, we don't know how well it went, so we assume it went well.
They all said it went well, so
Just imagine him going like this. Ah!
more than two.
It's
I
like a
was
sloth.
I kind of wish somebody would have said more than 2 shakes and you're playing with it.
Oh no.
You're gonna wash your hands, right?
You-
And just look at him like, what?
Oh. All right. Well, we're about out, we're basically out of Orville things to talk about, and we're about out of time. So
Yep.
we'll go ahead and end the stream
Goodbye.
now.
Goodbye.